Hello, thank you for tuning in. This is Stuart, LP Classical. lpclassical.co.uk is my website if you're interested in seeing what I've got for sale. And yes, I am a very, very serious classical collector, have been since probably 1988. And I was a very active dealer in the 90s. Then I cooled off on dealing for about 20 years, but now I'm back with my YouTube channel and I'm collecting actively once again and also selling, hoping to pay for my very expensive collecting hobby. So I'm going to be looking through the highest priced items on eBay that are classical. I've done this before. I've had a lot of very good feedback. Apparently many of you enjoy it, my comments on what people are asking and comments about the records, etc. So here we go. Let's have a look. Here are the most expensive items so far on eBay at the moment. And here we see ASD 602 and 603. It's a semicircle edition 1 red label, Bruckner Symphony number 8 Schuricht, and it's quite rare. It's great to see it in nice condition on this two records. And this one is selling for £3,000. Now, when I saw this, I thought that seems a bit high. So let's just have a quick look at the listing. And now I can tell you straight away what really annoys me about this set is this stupid label sitting right in the middle of Nipper and the gramophone, the famous Nipper symbol, which I believe is also used by RCA. I'm not too sure who came up with it first, but yeah. So there's a not for sale label sitting right across in the worst possible place. And I would say immediately that for me reduces the appeal of this set tremendously so. I would even say that if you've got a sticker like that sitting right in the middle of a valuable record like that, I would cut the price in half straight away. I would avoid it. If I was a big money serious collector and I had the money and I wanted this set, I would pass it by and I would just simply go and look for a set that did not have this not for sale label right in the middle. So what is that not for sale label? Factory sample, not for sale. Maybe they think that makes it more valuable. Let's have a look and see what the listing says. Nothing really, nothing at all. The stamper numbers are there, but really, let's have a look. Mega rare. Yes, it is mega. It is rare. I wouldn't say mega rare, but nevertheless, near mint. Okay, play superbly throughout. Labels near mint. No, the labels are not near mint because there are these not for sale stickers in exactly the wrong place where you wouldn't want them. So okay, without further ado, let's move on. And to further illustrate, £3,000 is way over the top for this set. Let me just show you why. So I've gone to eBay and I've used the sold function. If you look on the left hand column, you can actually see what records sell for. What they're selling for is one thing, but what people actually pay for them is quite another. So yeah, we've got sold items. I've checked the sold items box and we've got here £2,080 sold 12th of January. And what have we got? We have got a set, very nice looking set, and the labels are nice and clean. There are no stickers there or anything like that. The jackets look very nice, not perfect, but you know, acceptable. Yeah, okay. They're a little bit creased at the back there. And I suppose, I mean, look at that. No spindle marks at all. And that's what you want to see on a record. You don't want to see stickers or stamps or library stamps or anything like that on a record. I will say to you guys, if you're collectors, if you're serious about, if you see a record that you want a copy of a particular record and it's got a sticker in the middle, unless it's been chopped down by like 75% of the price, forget it. Wait, pay more, get a proper copy with no sticker. So that's my advice, unless it's a record that is so absolutely incredibly rare and, you know, at a good price, it's really not worth having. Now, I know this is a rare record, but we've seen it seems to pop up every week or two on eBay, and you could have had this one with no sticker for £2,000. And yeah, so we've got some other, yeah, so there we are. Okay, well, that's my opinion on that. I think it's way too much, especially with those stickers sitting in the middle of both labels. It looks to me like we've got here Music of Old Russia. There seems to be from the same batch, factory sample, not for sale. It will be really interesting. I'll do a follow-up on this video and we'll see whether any of these actually sell. I don't think any of these will sell. Sax 2563 Milstein, and what have we got? Rimsky-Korsakov. There's probably Flight of the Bumblebee there, most likely. Yeah, so, well, that would be a very nice record with Milstein in stereo. That's something that I would certainly like to have. 1200, Sax 2563. Let's have a quick look. Sax 2563. Let's see what that normally sells for. Okay, so it's gone for 1300. So it looks like 1200 is the right sort of price. But let's have a look at this listing and see the label. Well, yeah, you see, nice clean label, nice clean jacket, nice record. And yeah, so again, my conclusion from that is that that is going to be too much money. So yeah, you don't really want to be buying records with stickers. Now look, I'm a stickler for stickers. How else can I put it? I don't like to see stickers on records. I don't like to see them on the jackets. I do my best to get them off without leaving a mark, and I certainly don't like to see them on labels. Worst of all, do I like to see them on labels. Okay, so SXL 2289 Dvorak. You know, I think this is the same seller. I've seen him selling this for a few weeks and he still hasn't sold it. Okay, SXL 2289. Let's see what that sells for. Right, SXL 2289. Let's see what that normally sells for. Let's just check. Remember, you scroll all the way down. They put it at the bottom because they don't like people doing this. All right, well, that's obviously a repress, isn't it? 21505. So we've got one here that sold for £505. Yeah, I think 800 is too much. I think this is a £500 record. So, yep, I think that's too much, £800. Now, 620. Okay, now this SXL 6426. It's a Schubert sonata, lovely sonata that is, for cello and piano. Rostropovich, Britain. This is really the one to have for this performance. 620. Yep, I've seen it selling for about that kind of price. So I don't think it's got a sticker in the middle. So no, it hasn't. It looks to be other spindle marks. You see, I always look for spindle marks. No, it looks pretty good. And people have said to me, why are you looking for spindle marks? The reason is that people who can't put the record onto the spindle, you know, without making marks on the label, they're probably not going to handle records very well overall. And they'll also, maybe they've been heavily played and possibly are not going to sound as good as something that's got a nice clean label with no spindle marks. But yeah, it's in good condition. It wouldn't surprise me if that sells. Okay, let's move on. Here we are, SAX 2394, £465. Let's have a look at this one. I don't like the jacket. I do not like the jacket. Look at that. Look at the tear at the bottom. That would put me off. The label looks kind of all right. Yeah, the label's fine. So the record looks all right, but yeah, good on the credit to the seller for showing the damage on the record sleeve. That's fair enough. I don't know what this record usually sells for. Let's have a look. 465.71. He's put it up for Sax 2394. And let's have a look. Sax 2394. Let's have a quick look. Sax 2394. Let's see what it normally sells for. Sold 820. Oh right, okay, yeah. So I see. That looks to me like, but that's probably, I guess that the jacket would be in excellent condition on this one. Let's have a look. Yep, can you see? There's always a reason why something is a cheaper price. Look at that, absolutely beautiful jacket. Absolutely perfect. Well, not perfect, but you know what I mean. Very, very good condition. And he's shown the sides with a spine. Everything looks spot on. Exactly the kind of record you want to have in your collection. Okay, yeah, so we can see that an absolutely pristine condition record sells for about £800. So I think that I don't think I think it might just fetch that price just because the jacket is tatty and torn. So I don't know. Okay, SXL 2252 239. That strikes me as being too expensive for this record. The repertoire is sort of not that interesting. I mean, in terms of what usually sells and fetches high prices on Decca, you know, sort of 20th century or late 19th century music. It's got, well, to be fair, it's got Danse Macabre on it, which sort of makes it more desirable. Let's have a look. Who's playing the violin on Danse Macabre? It doesn't really seem to say, does it? Because that can also make a difference. Martin on, that's the conductor. Yeah, no, it doesn't really say. But yeah, okay, well, maybe it's a better record than I think. SXL 2252. SXL 2252. Let's see what that usually sells for. And no items found. What that tells me is that it's basically hasn't been on eBay. I think they look back 3 months. Yeah, so we don't know. That strikes me as being a little bit expensive though for what it is, $239. I say that probably won't fetch that price. I think probably 200 would be more likely. Okay, let's keep going. Paul McCartney. How did that end up in the classical section? Paul Weller again. That shouldn't be there. Okay, Michael Rabin, £200. Absolutely fabulous performance of the Paganini Violin Concerto No. 1. This is one of the best, I think, performances. And that one's going for £200. I wonder what the condition's like. Let's have a look. Well, the jacket looks very good. If you consider that's a mid-50s jacket. Yeah, it looks excellent. Now, I noticed that a lot of the Blue Label Columbias, they used to put them in these plastic inner sleeves, which I think is all right. Let's have a look. Oh, I think that's just light reflection. But there's a bit, or is it? That looks like a bit of a scratch on the lead in there. And there seems to be a bit iffy. I don't kind of like the look of it. Yeah, don't really like the look of that, frankly. Let's have a look at the other side. There's a fault there. Can you see it? There's a mark. Yeah, no, I don't like this at all. Let's see what he says about it. Well, he's put EXEX. I don't know. Vinyl is in strong, excellent condition and close to perfect. Well, that's strange. It doesn't look perfect to me. Is that my monitor, I wonder? Or is that an actual scratch? Well, I don't know. It looks to me like a scratch. What do you think? I wouldn't buy that. Okay. And we've got here Ruggiero Ricci Sibelius Violin Concerto. Now 199. I know that that's a repress because that sells in the original for like several times the price. I don't get people paying big money for these represses. I don't understand it at all. Some people think it's worth it, 200, 300, 400 pounds for a repress using tubes and everything, and I don't get it, but you know, I wouldn't pay that amount of money for a repress, or even just a fraction of it, but certainly not the amount of money that's being paid. So yeah, this one is, yeah, release year 1999. Yeah, so obviously that's a repress, £200. I doubt if it will sell for that price. And I think we're probably going to leave it there for now. Just have a quick look here. Concert Hall Records, rare full 11 box set. Yeah, I mean, it looks sort of interesting, but it's not going to sell for that price. I admire the fact that it's been well kept together. And, you know, I mean, if you were around in the 60s when this came out and you were a young person, you would be absolutely over the moon to get this kind of set, and you would have great fun listening to all the, you know, the Beethoven works. It would be fabulous. I mean, look at it. It's beautifully produced. But I'll come back to this one on my next video and see if that actually sold. But sadly, I just don't think it will sell. You know, I mean, it's a curiosity, but I don't think there's any market for this thing, or like Reader's Digest Records, Macmillan and all these other sort of sets that came out with magazines. I just don't think there's much of a market for them. But correct me if you think I'm wrong. My knowledge is not perfect. I sometimes make mistakes. I'm sometimes ignorant about things. But you know something? There's one cure for ignorance, and that's information. That's being corrected. And sometimes you guys have corrected me, and I've been in a better position than I was before because I was mistaken about something. I got the right information, and so yeah, no longer ignorant about something. So maybe I'm ignorant about this, and these are worth a lot more than I think they are. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back next time to reveal how some of these got on with my next. I'm probably going to do one of these a week, and it's popular, and I hope that you enjoy it. Bye for now.